Hello everyone, this is Lamin Sane of LSWAT apps, and in this video I just want to tackle a question that I see a lot around on the web. And the question goes like this: am I a bad programmer if I Google for answers a lot? And the answer is no, obviously. um so and I'll tell you the reason why. So in this day and age, I wouldn't say programming is a lot harder than back in the days. If not, like, they're pretty much the same, if not slightly easier to learn program. But the applications that we are supposed to be building today, or asked to be built by our employees, have gotten a lot more complex. So by that I mean there's a lot more moving parts to it. Like, if you imagine back in the days, to build a website, all you need is to know HTML and CSS and maybe a little bit of JavaScript. But in today's day and age, you need to know HTML, CSS, but then you need to know HTML5 tags, and you need to know stuff about responsive design, all these JavaScript frameworks coming out. You don't have to, but obviously if you want to keep up with the technology trends in the industry and be hireable, of course you might want to learn those things and know them. So with that in mind, most jobs these days will require you to know a little bit about a lot of different things. Okay, so the core concepts of building a website is still the same, but to build a website in today's age requires a lot of moving parts. So with that in mind, your knowledge base back in the days will most likely be a lot less than today. So more knowledge means that you have a lot more to remember, and in that sense Google has become a very resourceful utility that is in today's programmers toolbox. So I would say do not feel bad about googling for little things. Of course you need to remember some things like core concepts of every tool that you use. Like, for example, if you're a PHP developer, you might want to memorize how to write a function and stuff like that. You wouldn't want to search for Google, how do I write a function, every time you need to write a function. But that's not the things I'm asking. Like, for example, how let's say, do I install and set up gulp.js, let's say, for one example. So that is something that is not like out of the box, a fundamental thing of every web developer. So let's say in this case, let's search for how to set up gulp.js, and let's just put in Stack Overflow. Okay, so we come over here. All right, so you can go to the gulp.js website and just read their documentation. But if you want to do that for every little thing that you want to quickly get some quick info of how to do it, you might be spending a lot of time, and Stack Overflow is one resource which is very good in getting you like very precise answers, but also most of the time correct. And the reason why I would say correct is that it's not just a regular forum, it's curated but in the sense that people upvote, people of knowledge in the industry upvote or downvote your answers. So if an answer is deemed to be correct, people say, okay, this is correct. And if it's deemed to be non-resourceful or incorrect, people are also downvoted to say that it isn't correct. Okay, so that's one reason why you'd want to Google instead of going to books or maybe to some big documentation and learning just to get like a very precise answer. That's not to take from the fact that you should not be reading documentations. If you're learning, let's say, PHP from scratch, I will urge you to go to php.net, which is the official website for PHP, and actually go through the documentation here and learn yourself some PHP. But if you just need something very precise, Stack Overflow is your friend. And one more thing, take it with a grain of salt. Do not just accept any answer on Stack Overflow, even if it has been upvoted like 1,000 times. And the reason I say that is there is still a possibility that something might not be right, or it's not efficiently written in terms of answer. So have it always reviewed by someone else, or make sure that you compare different answers across the website, just so you get like a better feeling of what might be more acceptable in your current project, because someone might upvote something for their specific needs and because obviously they asked for the question, and just because it has been upvoted and set as the right answer for that does not mean that it is correct for every scenario. So it's sort of a mix and match, but definitely googling for questions these days, answers these days is not does not mean that you are a bad programmer. If anything, actually being able to Google for answers is one of the good characteristics of today's modern programmer. So if you don't know how to Google for answers, you are being left behind in the dust, I would say. So learn yourself some Googling skills, and let's make some great apps. So thank you for watching. This is Lamin Sane of LSWAT Apps. I will see you in another video. Cheers. Bye bye.